And especially what you mentioned about financial abuse, that is a really hot button topic because, again, another climate that's in the black community is a feeling that black people are poor. And so how can someone be financially abused when they feel like all black people across the board don't have any money? So then someone's in a situation where they're being financially abused and they might have a lot of land or a lot of assets, and then they say, well, how can you be abused? You have all this land, and what do you need all that for? And then they don't get any sympathy from other black people because their belief that you're kind of uppity anyway in the first place and you don't need all of that stuff. So what would be a good way to address that type of issue?
Well, first and foremost, you have to know that abuse has no social class. Abuse doesn't care if you're black, white, Spanish. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're high class, middle class, or low class. Abuse is abuse. There are women every day whose husbands make 6 figures and are getting beaten every night. There are women whose husbands make $30,000 a year and are happy in their relationship that are not being abused. So it doesn't matter what someone has materialistically. That does not mean that that they cannot be abused. It doesn't matter. So we need to get rid of that also. And you said, as in a black community, we need to be there for each other. We need to understand that we are one, that it is unity, that if my sister comes to me and tells me she's being abused, I don't care what type of car she drives or what type of house she lives in. I want to lead her in the right direction and give her resources to get out of the situation.
Yes, that is really important, and just in terms of unity across the board, because abuse is not just a black issue, it's not just a white issue. It is an issue that we need to come together and all together to handle.
And also, you was telling the guys about financial abuse. For example, the man that may have the money and don't want to give to the wife.
So financial abuse is very common. A lot of women, maybe not in this century, but over time, women have been pretty much the stay-at-home person, and the husband has been the one who goes to work and provide. And it is abuse if your husband or your significant other withholds money from you. It's also abuse if the wife takes the husband's paycheck and doesn't give him his money. So abuse comes in all type of ways, and it's not just withholding money. It's if both of us work, but you pay all the bills and I don't contribute to the household. Or it could be you work and I take your paycheck. So financial abuse comes in many different forms. In order to recognize it, you have to know your worth. You have to know that, okay, I worked so many hours, my paycheck is this amount, the bills are this amount. I'm not going to allow anybody to take my money.
Right, and sometimes when financial abuse is present, what comes across is you might see someone with designer bags and then they say something like, my husband closed out the joint checking account and closed the credit cards out, and then the first thing someone would say is, well, was it from overspending? Because they know they see you looking good every week, and that's what they jump to. But essentially cutting off, isolating somebody from finances, it doesn't matter how much money that they have or appear to have, it's a form of abuse, because now you can't leave the house because you don't have any gas in your car, and they're the only ones who are able to take you anywhere or do anything for you. And another form of financial abuse is overspending, which is somebody working up a lot of debt, and now you stand to lose everything because of this debt that has been worked up together in the marriage, and then they can just withdraw and leave you with the debt. And that's a crucial thing to explore, because in terms of financial management, the tendency is, well, maybe you're just bad with money, and that's an easy escape or an easy go-to to try for a perpetrator to use as their excuse, when really it is intentional and abusive behavior. So how do you tell the difference between just someone who's bad with money or someone who's intentionally being abusive with money?
If you're bad with money, I feel like all across the board. It's not that you are withholding it from your partner. It's not that you're trying to jeopardize your partner. You're jeopardizing yourself as well. If you're just bad with money, you live paycheck to paycheck. That doesn't mean that you're abusing your partner because it's not malicious and intentional for your partner. The abuse comes in when you put the burden on your partner. When you run up your partner's credit, when you withhold money from your partner, when you take your partner's money. So when it becomes malicious and intentional is when it becomes abuse. Some people are just bad with money. They can't help it. They're going to spend all their money. But they're not spending their partner's money, and they're not asking their partner for money. So that's not abuse. That's, I'm bad with money.
Right. So maliciousness and intent is what actually moves into abuse. And that's pretty much anything with any legal defense, especially if you're trying to try a murder case, that you're not even trying to figure out what they did was wrong, because anybody can make a mistake. But it's the intent that makes it abuse.